Hi, I'm Stacy Hyde, and I'm back for another episode of Better Financial Health in 15 Minutes or Less. This is episode 106. As we near the end of the year, I'd like to talk a little bit about charitable giving and ways that you might want to consider doing that. If you are a younger person, and by younger I mean under 70 and a half, and you have stock or mutual funds that you've had for years and they have large gains in them, and maybe you're looking at it going, man, I want to sell some of that, but I don't want to pay the tax on that money. Well, giving that appreciated stock or that appreciated mutual fund to a charity will allow you to deduct the full value of what you give, but you won't pay capital gains tax. So maybe if you were looking at giving $5,000 to your church and you were going to sell that stock, well, you'd have to pay capital gains taxes to give them cash. But if you give that same stock directly to the church, they can sell it, and because they're a charity, they pay no tax on those gains. So it's just a different way to do the giving, and it can be great if you maybe are a little tight on cash right now, but you do have some stock that's grown in value to do that. And you know, a lot of people bought Apple stock years ago and it has done phenomenally well, and they're starting to get nervous about just maybe how much they have, or it could be any stock. Tesla is another one that people have big gains in and may have gotten to be too big a piece of their portfolio and they want to reduce it down but not pay taxes. It's a great way to give that money to charity, avoid those gains. If you are over 70 and a half, then even though people that are 70 and a half up to through their 72nd birthday before they turn 73 are not subject to required minimum distributions right now, that age is now 73, you are able to take advantage of what's called a qualified charitable distribution. That means that you can have your IRA custodian, the Fidelity Bank, wherever it's held, you can ask them to write a check to your church, St. Jude, Shelby Farms Park, whatever it may be, and that comes out of your IRA. You know, you didn't pay tax on that money when it went in, and it comes out and goes to the charity and bypasses the tax man altogether. But you have to be 70 and a half. The good thing is if you are subject to required minimum distributions, that amount that went to charity satisfies that portion of your required minimum distribution, but yet it does not show up as income. So it can be very, very helpful to you there. But for everybody else, using appreciated stock or appreciated mutual funds can be a great way to avoid capital gains. Even if you don't want to reduce your holding of it, if you give your low basis stock to the charity, you can purchase back the same stock with your cash, and you raise your tax costs so that if you sell in the future, what you're going to have to pay tax on is a lower amount. So it's just a better, more efficient way to do your charitable giving. Yes, it does take a little bit more time. There's some extra steps. You'll need to call the charity and ask them where they hold their investment account, and they'll generally give you a contact person. You'll contact them, and then you have to go to wherever you hold your investment accounts, via whether it's a financial planner, a broker, or online at Fidelity, and ask Fidelity what their procedures are to do that, and you'll have to sign some paperwork. So it's going to take a little bit of time. And if that's your plan to do it, the sooner you do that, the better. It's also a good time because the market's been up during the month of November of 2023. So it's a good time to kind of start that process right now. It just allows you to sort of maximize the tax benefits to you of your charitable gifts, particularly since most people, unless they're just very charitable, don't itemize deductions. So this is a way, even though you're not deducting it, you can avoid some capital gains taxes. So thanks for tuning in, and thanks for giving back to your communities. This has been another episode of Better Financial Health in 15 Minutes or Less.